Good evening, everybody, and welcome to a different night of motorsport for the RSRA Super 2 E-Series. Usually coming to you live on a Wednesday night, but due to iRacing and a little bit of an update on Wednesday night, and would have been kicking us out of the servers at about 9 p.m, which would have seen us about quarter of the way through the race. We've had to shift it to Thursday night. So welcome to Thursday Night Motorsport, wherever you're watching from around the world on all our platforms, whether it be YouTube, Facebook, Twitch. Thank you for joining us. And we are coming to you live from the Detroit circuit of Belle Isle for the DSL Welding Services Triple Crown Championship. And what a race it's going to be. Two of the most hardest tracks going back to back. For the RSRA Super 2 E-Series boys, and don't forget the Split 1 boys as well, that races on Tuesday nights. And what a way it's going to be for the mid-season championship. It's going to be a tight one, that's for sure. We saw Simon Vella last week at Chicago take out an absolute screaming win and stormed away with the win there with an absolute stellar drive. And hopefully he's going to be able to back it up tonight. He's currently sitting pole position at the moment with a 1:29.59. So 0.2 of a second lead over Troy Allen. But he's going to be looking at getting another win under his belt. Matt Davis joining you tonight, and a very special guest and a new commentator joining alongside me as well, ladies and gentlemen. 32 years of age, he's the manager of Riot Sim Racing. He's been in iRacing for 3 years, and he's in the Split 1 for the RSRA Super Series, so a name that you might be familiar with. And he's a consulting arborist in the real world, so I don't know how an arborist and a sim racer go hand in hand, but he does all right in the Split 1. Dean Reddit, mate, thank you very much for joining me in the booth tonight, and welcome to the commentary booth for Wednesday night, or should be Wednesday Night Motorsport, but it's Thursday Night Motorsport now.
Yeah, cheers, Matty. Really looking forward to getting in and seeing this from your point of view, and being able to commentate on the series that I had a really good experience in last season. So really keen to get this one underway.
And Dean, before we head off into the Triple Crown points and get everybody underway with what's happening there, and we'll go over some championship points after that, and then look at what's going to be happening with the itty-gritty business, mate. You obviously made the step up from the Wednesday Night Motorsports and went over to Tuesday Night Motorsports after the splits there. So it's definitely interesting to get you onto the Wednesday Night Motorsports, and you can definitely see what the boys have to show on the Wednesday Night Motorsports. But ladies and gentlemen, we're running out of a little bit of time here as well, so we could get a move on with it. And we'll get straight into the Triple Crown points for you, so we can find out where everybody stands and where everybody may be ending up at the end of the night, if you are following that closely at home. So David Nash currently sitting out front with 150 points, followed nice and close by Simon Vella, Hayden Smith in third, Jamie Davis fourth, Stephen Martin in fifth, Benny Siren in sixth, Jonathan Bain in seventh, Cole Zink in eighth, Adam Moore in ninth, Blair Van Ree rounding out your top 10 there, ladies and gentlemen. Then you got Daniel Schultz, Jason School, Nathan Clive, Brian Good, Robert Brown, Tony Gaffer, Mark Turner, Scott Short, Scotty Barton, Justin Pennyfather rounding out your top 20. And it's a big field for the Triple Crown Championship, ladies and gentlemen. Craig Casper, Stephen Bankstead Miller, John Nikolaev, Alex Schuler, Tommy Foster, Will Yesberg, Robbie Bradbury, Peter Kelly, Bruce Tannick down there in 30th position. And I believe there might be another 10 drivers to go as well. No, there's not. I'll get word in my ear just then. So no, there's not another 10 drivers. And while we're on the championship points for the Triple Crown, we may as well bring up the championship points as well, ladies and gentlemen, and find out where everybody's currently sitting after last week's Chicago race. We saw a lot of carnage on the streets of Chicago last week. A lot of incidences, a lot of drive-through penalties, and we only had, I believe, from memory, it was 12 cars finishing on the lead lap. So maybe when they've come over to Detroit for the Belle Isle, they've made a bit of amends and got that racecraft down nice and pat. But Jamie Davis, with a fantastic drive last week, coming from all the way to the back of the grid with damage, was able to still extend his lead over Robbie Bradbury there. He's currently sitting in first position 848 points. And Robbie Bradbury in second. Jonathan Bain makes his way up to third position. Adam Moore, Mark Turner, Simon Bella, Tony Gaffer, Stephen Martin in eighth, Kyle Zink, and Scotty Barton rounding out your top 10 there, ladies and gentlemen. And we'll let those scroll through for you. Dean, mate, coming into Wednesday night motorsports, of what you should be Wednesday night motorsports, what are you most looking forward to, mate, at the moment, joining us in the booth?
Look, I always tune in on a Wednesday night, and because we're going to Thursdays for this week, it's given me the opportunity to jump in. I'm just looking forward to just seeing some guys that I got to race against last season and see how they go and how they've progressed this coming year. And I got a lot of respect for a lot of them, so I'm really looking forward to seeing how they go.
You're going to be able to see it from a different point of view instead of being behind the wheel of your V8 supercar, that's for sure. And driver's briefing just about to happen now, ladies and gentlemen. The cars have blipped off track. That's qualifying done. And we'll get the grid up for you once the boys start gridding up. But the itty-gritty business of Belle Isle and the tricky circuit that it is, we'll get those track notes up on screen for you straight away, ladies and gentlemen, as our safety car heads out on track to do a sweep to make sure no one's out on track, there's no flying debris around anywhere, and to give that Porsche GT3 a little bit of a fang and blow out the cobwebs after sitting dormant for a couple nights. 3.78 kilometres in length around Belle Isle tonight, ladies and gentlemen. 43 laps, 162.5 kilometres in race distance, and pit speed limit of 65 k's an hour. So a little bit on the upbeat memento down pit lane tonight, ladies and gentlemen. 49.5 litres of fuel on board to start the race. 2 pit stops available to them. 3.25 litres of fuel burn a lap. 3 sets of tyre limits. So that's a little bit up. I think we've been a little bit generous for the boys and girls tonight, and allowing them to have just an extra set of tyres. So they've got 1 to start with, and then obviously 2 sets to go through their pit stops with. So expect to see some action-packed racing. Everybody's going to be on fresh tyres as well, and it's going to be absolutely on point tonight for the racing. 5th of August 2021 with a 9:50 a.m. race start. So nice and fresh in the morning. Track's going to be nice and cold. 22-degree air temp, and there it is, ladies and gentlemen. As I said, track temp nice and cold. 26 degrees out on track. So those Dunlop tyres are really going to be wanting to hook up this morning, or should I say for tonight's race, but it's the morning there for the boys in the sim there. 12 kilometres in an easterly direction for the wind as well. So that shouldn't play too much havoc down the front straight, or should I say I'll call it the front straight, but it's actually Central Avenue after turn 2 there. So it shouldn't play too much of a havoc with a tailwind there, but it might be a little bit tricky to pull it up into turn 3, Dean.
Yeah, well, that's the main spot on this track if you're looking to get an overtake done with the run down to turn 3. So it is notoriously tricky, especially after the tyres drop off.
Well, talking about notoriously tricky, let's get JP, our director. He was able to get out on track for us, Dean, and ladies and gentlemen, to provide a little bit of an insight to what's going on the track. So we'll see if we can get a hot lap underway nice and quick before the drivers start to grid up, and we'll get that underway now, ladies and gentlemen.
And I'm going to take you for a hot lap of the Detroit Grand Prix circuit at Belle Isle. This track is a real concrete canyon. It's bumpy, unforgiving, and one mistake can mean the end of your race and the end of the race of other cars around you. Looking for a good exit out of turn 13 here. No wheel spin, on the power as quickly as we can, flat through turn 14, and we're starting our lap. Deep breath now, we're on the brakes at the 350, 360 mark. Trail the brake, turn in nice and tight. On the power again, switch back to the left, be careful of the wheel spin. We're over the bridge and past the tricky first 2 corners. Get the car as far to the left of the road as you can. Past the Penske Bridge, and we're looking for the second tree before we're hard on the brakes. Trail the brake down to second gear, we turn into the 100-metre board. Use all the road, get on the power early, second gear, third gear, hold third gear, trail the brakes into turn 4. On the power as quick as you can, across to the other side of the road. On the brakes again, turn in, on the power, all of this in third gear. Now we shift down to second gear, early turn in as close as we can to the wall. Short shift to third gear, get the car all the way across to the right-hand side of the track. We're looking to straighten out the braking zone into turn 7 here. Moving back across to the left now on the brake, shifting down into second gear, 30 inches before the 100 metre board. Back on the power, short shift to third gear now, in second gear, on the power, short shift to third. Off the power, modulate the throttle through this section here on the brakes, second gear, first gear, short shift, second gear, be careful of wheel spin, get as far across to the left as you can, brake at the 350 mark, trail the brake, third gear, on the power, off the power, fourth gear, early shift now, on the power as hard as you can, flat through here to finish off the lap. Well, that was a hot lap with the Detroit Grand Prix circuit at Belle Isle. I'm JP, aboard the SimShed Broadcasting ZB Holden Commodore for the Real Sim Racing Australia Super Series and Super 2 Series. Back to you, Zach.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, how about that? JP, our director, taking us for a hot lap around the famous Belle Isle circuit, giving you a bit of an insight of what the drivers are in store for tonight. And he's been doing an absolutely fantastic job of that over these past coming weeks. Unfortunately, I can't get into the car for a hot lap to be able to give you guys an insight, but the drivers are up on grid, so let's rattle these off, ladies and gentlemen, and get the grid sorted. Simon Vale, Troy Allen locking out your front row there. Then you got Scotty Barton, Mark Turner off row 2, Benny Siren and Brian Good, Benny Siren off row 3. Then you've got Bruce Tannick, Justin Pennefather, row 4. Row 5, we'll see Hayden Smith, Robbie Bradbury. Row 6, we'll see David Nash and Jamie Davis. Leaving from there, row 13, we'll see Stephen Lawrence and Cole Zink line up together. That was row 7. Row 8, Adam Moore and Stephen Banks. Row 9, we'll see Tony Gaffers, Jonathan Bain, Stephen Martin, Will Yesberg out of 10. Row 11, we'll see Sted Miller and Robert Brown line up next to each other. And row 12, we'll see Alex Schuler and Blair Van Ree leaving from there. And then row 13, we'll see Daniel Schultz, Tommy Foster. Row 14, we'll see Scotty Short, Nathan Clive. Row 15, Peter Kelly, Timmy Mulvin. And row 16, you've got Andrew Johnson and Craig Schultz there, leaving at the back of the field. And Lee Davis, obviously our safety car driver. 5 red lights are up. Only the flag man's ready to relay the green flag. We're underway. There's a box down there by what looks like Brian Good. Box down off the start line. The driver's almost collected. Simon Bella has a poor start into turn 1. Mark Turner makes the most of it through turn 2. Takes out Baroni, leads it down to turn 3 for the first time. Everybody's clean. Looks to get through 1 and 2 nice and clean. Ends up 3-4 wide down the big straight into turn 3. Mark Turner leads through turn 3 for the first time. Into turn 4. Simon Bella in hot pursuit. Just behind him, Brian Good, then Scotty Barton, then Justin Pennefather round out your top 5. Then it goes back to Benny Siren, Troy Allen, Jamie Davis, David Nash, Cole Zink rounding out your top 10. But at the moment, Mark Turner leading them around Belle Isle for the first time for the Middle Finger Racing boys. And it looks like we might have a bit of an accident at the back of the field there. It's gridlock, ladies and gentlemen. It's gridlock on the track. Let's get a Goodyear Autocare run, a replay of that one for you, and find out exactly what has happened. Right, Sim Racing boys a little bit back up. The Middle Finger Racing boys gets turned around onto his lid. Over and under he goes a couple times, misses a few panels, and that causes the track to go gridlock. Doesn't bring out the safety car to bring him in formation to get everyone sorted. I think it might. At the moment, it looks like it's, there it is, race control safety car. And race control need to correct themselves on a little bit of spelling, I think, don't you, Dean? I don't think that's how you spell safety car.
That's that one's done quickly, I think. Whoever started that one.
So, no, definitely safety car out on track, ladies and gentlemen. And Mark Turner still leading the field. Simon Vella just behind him. Brian Good rounding out top 3 there. It's first safety car, the SimShed Broadcasting safety car, out on track for the first time tonight, ladies and gentlemen. And what a first lap it was around Belle Isle, Dean.
Yeah, Mark Turner, you know, he's the guy in form really in this field, and he's taken full advantage of the start there. The guy I actually like for tonight, Brian Good, who has done everything but get up the top 2 positions in the field this season. He's produced a great start to get up 2 spots in the third place there. So, you know, unfortunate for Troy Allen getting off the line, but you know, I think we've got a few good faces up in front here.
Yeah, sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. It wasn't Brian Good that got a bad start. It was Troy Allen from the Middle Finger Racing crew who got an absolute shocker of the start, dropped himself all the way down to 7th position. He's currently down 5 spots from where he started, so hopefully he can make amends after this safety car restart. And Justin Pennefather is starting to find himself up in the mix as well with the top guns at the front of the field. And he got an absolute cracker of a start, up 3 positions so far. Scotty Short further down the field, looking at 19th position. Scott Short is up 8 positions. Daniel Schultz just behind him, up 5. That would be due to maybe the incident. But the biggest losers tonight, ladies and gentlemen, Stephen Banks and Jonathan Bain both crashing out. Jonathan Bain was the one that decided to go roly-poly there on your replay. So unfortunate for him tonight, that's for sure, but hopefully he can make amends. We know he's had a few stellar drives this season so far, and don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, they're able to take a fast repair as well. So hopefully Jonathan can take a quick fast repair through this safety car, which he has. He's been in the pits. I can see that on my time screen just there, and he'll be wanting to make up through the field. Sitting though, one of our race winners, he's down the back of the pack, but we're under racing again. Mark Turner leads them away for the restart. It was only a short safety car, ladies and gentlemen. Simon Bauer all over the back bumper as they go through 2. Can he get the slipstream? He's close enough to get the slipstream into 3. What does Mark Turner do here? We'll have to wait and see. Simon Bauer takes a little bit of a look and decides not to go for it. Plays it nice and safe. Very, very tricky to get up on the inside there and get the move done. You've got to pretty much have the car side by side so you can force the move and get through there nice and clean, 2 wide. Through, he's trying to get me corners with me just now, ladies and gentlemen. My apologies. Through turn 6 they go. 959, right with contact with 1, 2, 3 on lap 1. So the 959 will be Benny Siren. 123, that'll see
Bruce Tannick.
Bruce Tannick, there we go. So Benny Siren seeing himself take a trip to pit lane already so early on in the race. That's going to hurt him big time. He's in 6th position at the moment. On board now with Scotty Barton as they go through turn 13 to have a look down Sunset Drive into 14 before they make their way on to the main straight. And to start lap 4 of 43 tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry, my apologies, that was 12 and 13. Now coming down to 14 Sunset Drive. Very easy to get mixed up around the circuit of Belle Isle. It's a concrete barrier circuit. Not many landmarks to go off either. And it makes it very, very tricky. And also the drivers' concentration levels do tend to fade. It's hard to pick up a lot of brake markers too. Scotty Barton just in the slipstream there. Bruce Tannick with the slipstream now as well down into turn 3. Mark Turner so far fastest lap in the race by 4 tenths of a second over Simon Bauer, and that's 1:31.66. So Mark Turner's on fire at the moment. Can he hold this pace for the rest of the race? We'll have to wait and see then.
Yeah, we can. And after 4 laps, I was already starting to move things around in the car on Tuesday night, starting to make nice. After this point in the race, you do just have to take it easy a little bit and really get into a rhythm as the pace comes out the tyres.
Right, obviously you've been around here quite a number of times. There is where sorry to go off there, mate. There's a car in the wall. And that's Peter Cully, the Goodyear Auto Care entry. He's managed to save the front end ever so slightly. Would cop Goodyear Auto Care run a replay of this one. Pete, talk us through.
Alright, well, coming down into this turn 5 here, easy over the bumps to go in too deep and just go straight on. And that's exactly what's happened there.
And he doesn't hit the wall lightly. He's actually giving it a fair old nudge as well.
Yeah,
on the front end of that.
He caught the tyres though, which is that's what you want to do. You don't want to go a couple of metres to the left and get the concrete wall.
Oh, Very, very lucky by Peter Kelly. Managed to got still a little bit of front end damage though to that Commodore of him. But on board at the moment, CC Motorsports, Freeman Martin, number 11, with that KFC entry that stands out. And I'm sure there's going to be a few mouths watering after the race for a bit of KFC. And unfortunately for the East Coast at the moment, and that goes to myself, Dean, and JP. We're all on the East Coast, Queensland, New South Wales, and Victoria. KFC is not available to us whatsoever due to these funny lockdown rules, but nevertheless, we've all got Thursday night motorsport, ladies and gentlemen, to keep us entertained and satisfied, that's for sure. And Stephen Martin got the fast start there on so Stephen Martin now up into 16th position, making his way, looking for Hayden Smith in 15th. There's a bit of smoke, there's a car around there, ladies and gentlemen, after turn 5 right there, and that's one of the right Sid boys.
Maybe Scotty Short, yeah.
Scotty Short makes his way around. He had an absolute stellar start as well, Dean.
Yeah, he's a type of driver where the pace comes to him during the race. He does usually qualify to that mid pack, and then he makes his way through. That's how he likes to go about it.
Too much curve gives the ball a nice little nudge for a good measure, and he sees himself dropping all the way back to the actual 29th position after that incident, 2 spots down from where he started. And he's got a 911, that is David Nash. And he's having a nice little battle there with Kyle Zink. Too wide coming through the on the main straight. And trying to go into turn 1 and 2 too wide. Ain't going to work. Zink had been patient enough, ladies and gentlemen. He would have got the slipstream down into turn 3. But our Triple Crown championship leader at the moment, David Nash, he's looking a bit worse for wear at the moment, but no doubt he's got the pace about him. We haven't seen too much this season of him, but he's had a few misfortunate races, and one of them where he, I believe, copped the drive-through penalty, which didn't see himself too well. But this man at the moment, our championship leader, Jamie Davis from the Auto Serve Racing entry, qualified 12th position, ladies and gentlemen. He's currently up 6 positions in 6th, and now putting the pressure on Justin Pennefather from the esports team there. And Justin Pennefather seeing himself starting to mix it up with the boys up front now. He had a bit of a quiet start to the season, Dean, and you weren't around for much of it, but I'm sure you were watching from home. It's good to see Justin Pennefather now finding his pace with these guys.
Yeah, new name, the new team to the series, everything seems sort of nice. There's a few of them about in the field tonight, so...
Not a name that we've heard much in the service, but here we go. Jamie Davis up into turn 1. Now on the inside of Justin Pennefather gets it done. What can Justin Pennefather give back to Jamie down the straight here into turn 3? Doesn't look like he gets the drive out of it. Might just play it nice and smart. He knows Jamie's very, very quick, but he also knows Jamie burns up the tyres even quicker. As we watch someone make a move around the outside. There's a big slide by Kyle Singh. Big slide, locks the rears up, and there's a 3-car pile up in the back in the tyre barrier. Due to, I believe that may have been an unsafe rejoin as well by Kyle Zink there. So let's get a replay of this. If you want to get on a replay, ladies and gentlemen. Kyle Zink around the outside of David Nash. Our director makes a little bit of a mistake there, and we get the big sorry in our ears for that one. Going down the straight into turn 3. 2 wide, David Nash, Kyle Zink. Kyle Zink just gets a bit of a squirm going, ladies and gentlemen. A little bit off the racing line. And box the rears brakes a little bit too much. Manages to save it though. Does a good job from keeping it out of the barriers. Nowhere to go for the middle finger racing boys right there. Safe rejoin by that man. Bruce Tannick's able to get through. That's Troy Owen in the wall there. Unfortunate for him. And then one of the Century Motorsport boys go through as well. So I believe that might have been Stephen Martin might have been in the wall there next to Troy Owen. But unfortunately for Troy Owen, he now sees himself buried in 15th position, Dave.
Yeah, it's not been the start that Troy was after tonight, but you know he's been someone that's always been floating around the top of the leaderboard so far this season. So He just needs to keep his head, wait for the next safety car opportunity, and get his car fixed up if he's got any damage, and he can still be right back in this race.
David Nash now missing a bonnet as well, ladies and gentlemen. He lets Robbie Bradbury and Bruce Tannick through. And he's got a lot of damage to that ZB Commodore supercar, and now he's got Kyle Zink and the company all over again. But he's going to have to see himself go to pit lane. And there goes Kyle Zink past David Nash. Ted Miller's the next one in the line to make a move on David Nash there. So hopefully Nash can get it to the pits. Adam Moore, drive through penalty for that man right there. On screen, I believe, right now. Adam Moore, car 84, yes it is. He's going to be seeing himself with a trip to pit lane for a little bit of contact, unfortunately. So race control not going lightly already on the penalties there.
No, they're not. And drivers around this track, this is the point in the race that I was mentioning before, where the tyre drop off occurs. You need to get your brake biases and your any roll bars adjustments going so that you can maintain pace, because overtaking now becomes really difficult, and you really need to concentrate on the safety car, or basically the next pit stop cycle is your next opportunity to get a move done.
Now, how important is these? We hear any roll bars quite a lot with amongst the driver interviews, and also the boys off topic. How important? Oh, should I say off air? How important are these anti-roll bars in the supercars to actually get them to keep up even more?
Well, around a street circuit like this in Chicago last week, they're really important because the bumps play a major factor with these cars. It's all about how you can get the power down out of the corner. And if you've got a bumpy surface, you need the car to, particularly as the tyres get older, be a bit softer so it just rides those bumps better. Otherwise, you get a bit of wheel spin. So they play a real important part around these types of circuits.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, that's a little bit of insight from the driver himself. He's already been around here once before on Tuesday night for 43 laps, and truly, I bet they were, Dean. And I'm sure you're glad to be watching it from the other side of the screen tonight, that's for sure. But Simon Valla now putting the pressure all over Mark Turner still. Only 3 tenths of a second down. Can he get a good run into 2, which he does? He might be able to get a run here on Mark Turner, but Mark Turner gets the run out of the corner, down the straight into turn 3. Simon Valla pokes the nose out, lets him know he's there. But I'm sure Mark Turner's mirrors are already full. Simon Valla's front end there, the Fuchs decal plastered nice and big across the front end of that Mustang. And this is going to be a battle, maybe going on to pit lane and might be going right to the end of the race, ladies and gentlemen. So wait to find out. Lap 10 on 43 so far. And only one safety car at the moment. Biggest mover so far, Dean. We've got Steve Miller, he's up 12 positions. Daniel Schultz up 14 positions. Sorry, he loses a spot to Troy Owen, makes a spot back for Troy Owen. So he's up 14 positions at the moment in 11th. Biggest loser, Benny Siren down 22. Timmy Mulford now up 9. The man that we were talking about before, Jonathan Bain, where's he sitting at the moment? So we know he had an absolute shocker start. He's finally made himself back to 24th position now. So Jonathan Bain on the men for the Middle Finger Racing boys as well. And there's still a long way to go, Dean. Quite a few pit stops, and no doubt this might be even another safety car.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. There's still a chance for those drivers that fell down the order early in the race to come back yet. We've seen it time and time again this season, particularly with any pit lane infusions and stuff to go on. There's plenty to race for. There's no point exiting now.
Alright, it's a fight till the end for these boys, ladies and gentlemen. And look at the lead that Mark Turner and Simon Valla have got over Brian Good at the moment, who's sitting in 3rd position. As there's a lot of smoke going through one of the corners there, as we just see Andrew Johnson briefly on screen from the E1 Sim Racing boys. But Simon Valla, this battle is intensifying now. Simon Valla's closer than he's ever been to Mark Turner right now. He's under 2 tenths of a second. Just goes back over 2 tenths now as they sweep through the right-hander to come up the back straight. That was out of 6th. And Simon Valla's got the run on Mark Turner now. And what a run he's got out of turn 6. Up the back straight. Hard on the brakes. What can Mark Turner do to fight back? Simon Valla's got the position. Can Mark Turner stay nice and close through 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11? A very, very tricky. Very tricky part of the circuit to get caught up in, and not one you want to be burning your tyres on as he gets nice and close to the wall there. May look like that his tyres may have burned up nice and early, so the Mark Turner might have burned his tyres up already. Simon Bella, on the other hand, has not, and be coming into the first series of pit stops very shortly, Dean.
Yep, this is another opportunity for drivers to focus. Simon just showed there, yeah, he's a driver I've seen around a lot, and you know, he seems to be calm and collected. He just applied the pressure there to Mark Turner, who's relatively new to the sim, and you might find that he's got the experience with making those adjustments, and he's made that really well.
Jamie Davis now up the inside of Scotty Barton. Has a look, doesn't get it done. Indeed, let's stay with this battle with Jamie Davis and Scotty Barton at the moment. What's going on there? And if I cut you off, I apologise. But pit strategies, that's a big one. What would you be going for around a street circuit like Belle Isle?
You're looking for track position. So if you can get, if an early stop gets your track position for a couple of laps, that's going to equate to a couple of positions by the time everyone's taking the pit stops. You don't, with a track that's as savage as what Belle Isle is.
Jamie Davis with a big lunge up inside of Scotty Barton, gets the move done, nice and beautiful. My apologies, Dean, I had to cut you off on that one because what a lunge from Jamie Davis, ladies and gentlemen. We'll get a Goodyear Auto Care replay of that one. Dean, talk us through that one. Let you get back to what you're talking about.
Yeah, this is probably what I'd expect to see from Jamie Davis. He's very good on the brakes. He summed that one up well, and he's put. Yeah, it was very convincing. He told Scotty Barton exactly what he was going to do, and to Scotty's credit, he's not fought him too hard because he realised he'd lost that corner.
Now, mate, track position, Randy, as you're saying, is key.
Absolutely. You know, I suffered early in the race, travelling with the back cars, and it was probably the second lap that we were losing back in front of us. So everyone's trying to jostle for position, and a lot of cars are off the racing line. So if you can get that, if you're lucky enough to have someone in the rear, and you can get a bit of advice where a gap in the track is, that's exactly what I'm looking for right now.
There we go, ladies and gentlemen. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. There was that's the words out of the racing man himself, and unfortunately, number 46 with a drive-through penalty, and that is. We were talking about just before with a fantastic drive so far. Dean, Justin Pennyfather sees himself with a trip to the pit lane, unfortunately with a bit of car contact, and that's going to undo his race big time. And here we go. Who's this that's just jumped into the pits? Troy Allen into the pits now. Troy Allen in the pits, and this is the first of the stops, Dean.
Yeah, it looks to be that. He might be looking to address a bit of damage as well, and he's going to cut the fuel fine, but he's probably banking on another safety car here to stretch it out.
Now, Belle Isle is certainly around.
You can do. I haven't had much luck with it, however, but some guys are better than what I am, that's for sure.
Oh, there we go, ladies and gentlemen. A little bit of fuel saving might have to be coming handy there for Troy Allen. As we see Robert Cora at the moment, all over the 462. If I can find that number very quickly. That'd be Alex Schuler from the Iridium Sim Sports crew over there. And what a paint scheme that is on that car. That by the looks of it, Simon Bell has made a little bit of a nudge to the wall there, ladies and gentlemen. The side of the passenger side of the KFC engine, a little bit rubbed up, and must have cut it very close because Mark Turner's now closed right back up to 0.3 of a second. Was down to about half a second, but he's closed right up on the back, and there's a car up in front of him as well, and that's Blair Van Reed by the looks of it, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, it is car 15, and he's got moving luckily, but he's had a big spin. We might be able to get a replay of that one if we can find that on the service right there. Are the leaders going to be pitting this lap? We've already seen Troy Allen make the first of the pit stops. Will the leaders react? They know that Troy Allen is a quick driver. They know he'll be going for track position, as Dean Reddit said. Where Van Ree runs wide, goes into the pits. The leaders stay out for one more lap by the looks of it. Let's grab a good Euro camera on a replay of what happened to Blair Van Ree here. And did he get a little bit of assistance from the car behind him, or was it his own doing? By the looks of it, it may have been his own doing. He a little bit too much curb, catches the tyre barrier, and was the car trailing him, luckily enough to get away with no damage to their car as well. But plays it nice and smart, holds the brakes, which is what we were talking about last week, or JP was talking about last week at Chicago, and holds the brakes nice and firm and gets out underway on his own steam. Kyle Zink now into the pits. He's in his pit box at the moment, so another one of our top 10 in the pits. Or should I say the first of the top 10 in the pits. Will Jesberg, Betty Siren now pit 10. Expect to see a little bit of activity on pit road.
Yeah, we're going to see who could get the most fuel saving done under the safety car early in the race. They can stretch it that one additional lap, which is going to mean a shorter stop there for the second round.
Now, obviously being the driver, mate, you're obviously giving your maps. KC car 64. Make the move up the inside, doesn't get it done. They run too wide though. And that was Stefan Lawrence, Daniel Schultz, and Stefan Lawrence gets the move done around the outside. And it might have been Daniel Schultz actually looking for the move up to the inside, but Stefan Lawrence there, the rest gets around the outside of Daniel Schultz there. And away he goes. Being a driver, you're obviously good with the numbers. Mark Turner into the pits. Every time I go to ask you a question, something interesting happens on track. Mark Turner now into the pits, ladies and gentlemen. So what's this going to do with Simon Vella? Well, we'll keep on board with Simon Vella and watch where he goes, and we'll keep you up to date, ladies and gentlemen, where Mark Turner is going to pop out in the field. He's in his pit box now. Dean, with the numbers, how many laps to a tank of fuel are these guys getting?
They're looking for 14 to 15 laps from memory. I think it's about 3 litres a lap, 42 litres in the tank. So you are doing it on the fly, especially when you get a safety car. It's hard to keep a train for and work the numbers out, but you're looking to maximise this first stint as much as possible, get the most laps done.
Well, Mark Turner's out in 7th position at the moment, ladies and gentlemen, so he hasn't lost out too much. Obviously the field is nice and stretched across. It's 24 cars at the moment on the lead lap, and that top 10 sits currently 48 seconds behind the leader, so that's Robert Brower with no pit stops. But Mark Turner currently in 7th position, and he's got fresh tyres. Jamie Davis now currently up 10 positions, so Jamie Davis with the charge so far. Daniel Schultz with another big charge, sees himself up in the top 10 as well, along with Stead Miller. He's seen one of his best results so far. Simon Fowler into the pits. Let's jump over to Mark Turner and see where he's going to be coming around on the straight to where Simon Fowler is. Keep you up to date on that one, ladies and gentlemen. He's currently coming through 9, 10, and 11. Under the Continental sign he goes. Simon Fowler jumps up on the jacks.
So hard to stay patient through this section. All you want to do is stamp on the throttle, but the car just won't allow it. So you can see he's a bit squiggly. He's trying to get the fastest outlap possible here to get the overcut or the undercut done.
Simon Fowler's still in the pits at the moment, ladies and gentlemen. Simon Fowler's moving. Mark Turner's out. He comes through turn 1. Where's this going to put him? Through turn 2, Mark Turner comes. And he gets in front of him, and he gets a nice little pop on him. And don't forget, Simon Fowler's got to bring those tyres up for 10 now. But Mark Turner with the undercut and makes it work perfectly. He's got a nice 1.6 second lead now over Simon Fowler as he makes a mistake into turn 3.
Yeah, that's when you do make adjustments in the car, you always got to remember to turn them back when you do complete a pit stop. And maybe that might have been what caught Simon out there. It looked like he might have had a few of his locked.
Yeah, brake wise, that's for sure. On that one there, then, ladies and gentlemen, make sure to dial that one back after your pit stops if you ever do get in one of these supercars. Jamie Davis, our current leader of the race, and he's gone the long game at the moment. Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, we had that 1 lap safety car, so we were able to save about 3 litres, a little bit more, just just behind that safety car. So Jamie Davis now jumps into the pits, and our current race leader now, Robbie Bradbury is our current race leader, but Mark Turner effectively is our race leader, and he's got a nice, comfortable lead now of 2 seconds over Simon Bella. But Jamie Davis, we know he's blistering quick, and he's got the big hard charge reward a couple times now. He's currently in his pit box. Mark Turner comes across the start-finish line now. So does Simon Bella. Mark Turner takes fastest lap of the race with the 1:30.26. Jamie Davis now comes out and sits in third or fourth position at the moment. But Robbie Bradbury is still yet to pit. And Robert Brow just pits Jamie Davis there. Robert Brow still yet to pit as well. With Jamie Davis back out on track and getting those tyres up to temp. Just in front of Brian Good, who's already completed his pit stop. So what can Brian Good do? He's on warmer tyres than what Jamie Davis is indeed. But Jamie Davis, we know he's quick.
He is, mate. He executed the overcut, the long strategy really well last week. And it's not something you see deployed very successfully in these cars, but he seems to be really in tune with that strategy.
And if you get the overcut to work, and as you said, track position, if you can get the track position with your overcut, it's almost as effective as running an undercut with track position.
Yeah, well, he's now set up where he's got the fresher tyres, so he can essentially just pull away with a couple of laps worth of fresher tyres under his belt. So, yeah, it's all in front of Jamie now. He's going to keep going forward. He's really set it up well with that.
We just watched there, ladies and gentlemen, Robbie Bradbury drive into pit lane. That hands the race lead back to Mark Turner for Middle Finger Racing. And it's a name that we've come to know quite well. Started off first couple of weeks down around the mid-pack and then shone through in one race, one absolute stellar race where he played the safety car absolutely picture perfect and stormed away with a 20-second lead to take his first ever race win in the sim racing and in the RSRA Super 2 E Series as well. And he's now got a nice little 2-second buffer still. Simon Bell, Jamie Davis, third position, Brian Good, fourth, Scotty Barton in fifth, Bruce Tannigan in sixth, Cole Zink, Robbie Bradbury, David Nash sees himself back inside the top 10. And Hayden Smith. Those two, we see them trailing around the track quite often together. As at SAG team, rounding out your top 10. Stead Miller up 10 positions, just outside of the top 10 there, behind Hayden Smith. Big movers or biggest losers still is Troy Allen there, Dean, and it doesn't look like he's going to be coming back to anytime soon.
Perhaps he might have got another cloud of the wall there and some more damage, but you know, someone I probably would have expected to see moving up. So I'm thinking there might have been something untoward there that's happened to Troy.
As we see one of the middle finger raising boys get the move done around the outside of the DSL welding entry. Timmy Mulford. So we can see down there that'd be Jonathan Bain on the charge back. He's now back to where he started in 18th position. We know Jonathan Bain is a hard charger. Lap 20 of 43, ladies and gentlemen. Only another 23 more laps to go. And Timmy Mulford not liking the street circuits at the moment. Dean, a racing point of view, street circuits a favourite of yours?
I actually really enjoy these types of races. You know, the one lap pace isn't my strength, and when you get a race like this, it's usually comes down to strategy, and it usually comes down to whether you can keep your car straight or not. So it does reward that sort of patient driver, and I really enjoy it.
Scotty Barton now having a look up the inside of Scotty Barton, ladies and gentlemen, and doesn't push the move into turn 3 as it comes through 4 and 5. And by looks, there's a little bit of smoke blowing across the face of turn 5 there. Might have just been a car having a little bit of a lock at the inside left. Very, very easy to do the street circuit with all these bumps. And not much elevation change around here though. Dean, but a lot of bumps and should I say curb hopping to evaluate these setups in the cars.
Yeah, so how you get through the car to handle the bumps is pretty much the first port of call for creating a setup for this track. It's one of those tracks where the undulation, the surface changes, you don't detect it to the eye or watching on screen you need to get in the car and literally find them on the track and work out where they are. It's a bit of a hidden surprise.
Well, maybe we can jump on board with Mark Turner, our current race leader, and actually get an on-board shot from the driver's point of view at some stage, and we can really see how bumpy it is. There is Mark Turner at the moment on your screen. Now, we might even be able to get a closer shot of the wheel work that he's doing, but it is extremely bumpy. The wheel work that you've got to do around here is absolutely phenomenal. We've got a drive-through penalty there, car 959, and unfortunately another penalty for what looks to be Benny Siren, the 959. Car contact from 85, so that's Timmy Moulton. So Benny Siren on Timmy Moulton there, and Benny Siren will see himself through the pit lane. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a little bit quiet out on track at the moment, so why don't we crank up that volume a little bit. We're on board with our leader at the moment, Mark Turner. He's doing an absolutely fantastic job at leading this race as he brings us through turn 11 now, and we'll hand it over to Mark Turner to take on for flying. Crank up the volume hot lap as he comes through 12 and 13. How about that, ladies and gentlemen? 650 horsepower of Australian V8 supercar muscle screaming around the streets of Detroit at the Belle Isle circuit. On board with our leader, Mark Turner, and he almost had a little bit of a scare there with the 119 of Tommy Foster around the, or should I say, a little bit crossed up on the track through there at turn 12 and 13. I think it was actually 11, my apologies. But Simon Bella now, while we're on board with Mark Turner, Simon Bella now has a car across the track. Who's that? That's Scotty Short. Scotty Short sideways across the track. He's not moving either at the moment. Does this bring out a safety car, ladies and gentlemen? He's not moving. Might be able to get a quick Goodyear auto care run, a replay of that one, but he is not moving whatsoever. And by the looks of it, that's safety car. Goodyear auto care run, a replay. Dean, talk us through this one, Scotty Short.
Well, he's just dealing with, not sure if he's racing for position here or not. He's just been, yeah, he's got run out of room there, and he's been put into the wall. But be interesting to see that one from another angle to see who really was at fault there.
I think that might have been one of the Century Motorsports guys. Scotty Short underway, and safety car has been called. But this might just be a quick one-lap safety car, ladies and gentlemen. So this allows Mark Turner to cool off those Dunlop tyres, but it also promotes Simon Bella right under the back bumper of Mark Turner for the restart, lap 23 of 43. They're about to start lap 24 of 43, ladies and gentlemen. So we're now under the 20-lap marker, finally. But Mark Turner needs to cool off these tyres. We can see them fading away a little bit on the hot lap. It's a little bit squirmy, or should I say not the hot lap, but the crank up the volume lap. And now it's his time to cool off those tyres. Turner, Bella, Davis, Good, Tannick, Barton, Zink, Bradbury, Nash and Smith round out your top 10 there, ladies and gentlemen, as we go under safety car for the second time tonight at the Detroit Belle Isle circuit. And the wave arounds start to happen. The boys get a lap back off the leaders. That's Tommy Foster and Stephen Martin. There's another pass as well that we missed while we're on the crank up the volume lap as well, ladies and gentlemen. Bruce Zanuck on Scotty Barton. And Dean, one of your very well-known teammates, making a very, very comfortable move around the outside of Scotty Barton.
Yeah, it's you know, I've been really keen to witness Brucey put one together. He's been quick here all week, so we'll be looking at him finishing strong.
I believe Bruce has been on the podium once before as well. I think we've almost had a right sim racing lockout. 1, 2, 3. I think that was back at. I think it was Nash and Smith were on the podium from memory. So it's he's definitely had a few good results, and hopefully he can string another one together and make his way back up on the podium. But he's got to get around the one Jamie Davis, who we know is now blistering quick, and how we look at it right now, ladies and gentlemen, it's Mark Turner, Simon Vella, and Jamie Davis. 1, 2, 3. And this is going to be one of the best restarts so far of this season, no doubt, as another car gets a lap back, and that's Scotty Short right there. So he makes himself back a lap there. Robert Brewer in the pits, he's 4 laps down. Peter Kelly sees himself out of the race. Blair Van Reet also sees himself out of the race. And Lee Davis, our safety car driver, going not back-to-back for the safety car duties. He's had a one night break in between, because we are Thursday night. I've got to keep remembering that, ladies and gentlemen. I'm so used to being on a Wednesday night, talking to you wherever you're watching from, around the world, and on all our platforms: Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, you name it. SimShed Broadcasting's got it covered. And what better way to thank those sponsors right now for everything that they do for us in the RSRO Super 2 E Series, and that's Goodyear Auto Care Warana, Nationwide Technology Systems, Racecraft Simulations, DSL Welding Services, Blue Stampede Labour Hire, Dragon RC, Devon Stove Design, FU Suicide, and obviously JP at SimShed Broadcasting for everything he does on the buttons there. And hang on, ladies and gentlemen, Mark Turner dives into the pits. What is all this about? Can he get home from here, Dean?
19 laps, so it probably suggests that he can't, unless he's banking on another safety car period, but that is a surprise, that one.
Mark Turner into the pits, Adam Moore into the pits. Everybody else stays out. But this is going to give Mark Turner a very tricky restart, ladies and gentlemen. And I'll just finish off the sponsors there. JP, there we go, safety car in this lap. JP at SimShed Broadcasting, Track Cams for Gourmet, and obviously SDK Gaming as well for our timing board and all that. But Dean, this is going to make the restart for Mark Turner now extremely difficult, because he sees himself down the back end of the field in 24th position. He's got to come through Tommy Foster, Justin Pennefather, Bain, Clive Banks, Alan Syron. He's got to come through the whole entire field, and some of those drivers, one being Jonathan Bain, definitely doesn't make that car skinny. They make them very, very wide.
Yeah, you're limited to 1 or 2 corners here to really perfect your overtakes as well. So it's not a track where you can get it done everywhere. So, you know, Mark, to his credit, has performed the undercut several times this season and done it really well. So maybe he knows something that we don't, Matty.
Maybe he's might have saved enough fuel on the first safety car and this safety car this time around to be able to get home, and Kyle Turner will be in his here. But it's a very, very tough ask that stupid car of his to perform 18, 19 laps on a single tank of fuel under race pace as well. But don't forget as well, because he's coming through the traffic, he might not be using as much fuel as what he would be trying to push against Simon Vella there, but he's still going to push nevertheless. But now this puts Davis on all over the back of Vella, and we've got a rematch of last week in Chicago Street Circuit. waiting to happen. And don't forget as well, ladies and gentlemen, there's also the cooldown lap to navigate as well. So there's definitely 19 laps within it. And obviously the cooldown lap. You don't have to go full bean, and you can go throughout, but you have to make it under your own steam. Simon Vallon now bolts. Jamie Davis read it perfectly. Jamie Davis read Simon Vallon's restart perfectly. Puts himself up next to him, and then Brian Good. All under sorts of pressure over Bruce Tannick. As they go through 3. Tannick now up on the inside of Good. As they come down to turn 3. Tannick looks like to get the move done crystal clear. With Jamie Davis all over the back of Simon Bell. Now Bruce Tannick sees himself up in the 3rd position. Now to find Scotty Barton under the back bumper of Brian Good. But the battle at the moment we're interested is between Speller and Davis. What can these two whip up? We know Davis is extremely quick. We know Bella's good on tyres and is very, very good at defending. And Bella was able to hold it out to a half a second gap as they come down the back straight here. And that'll close up just a little bit as they come into turn 7. And Bella does well to actually keep that at 4/10 of a second there, ladies and gentlemen. So very, very good job there by Simon Bella. As they come into the tighter sections, what can Jamie Davis do? 2 wide coming through 7 into 8. How's this going to pan out? Daniel Schultz still goes 2 wide. Bowles back into single line again as they come through 9, 10 and 11. That's not where you want to be too wide at all. And Stephen Lawrence just in front of him catches a little bit of curve. And big mistake by Jamie Davis by the looks, but couldn't get the power down and gets that Mustang sliding all over the place. He's now a second behind Simon Bella.
Davis has got the 2-lap pressure tyres as well there, so you know it'd be interesting to see whether he's got any life left in him. He might be able to close that gap back down, and if he can stay right with Bella, he'll buy himself a ticket in for the last stint to potentially take a race win.
Man, we're all curious about the moment, mate. Mark said it all of this as he comes up the inside of Josh the Pettifather here into turn 3. Can he get the move done? No, he can't. He's already up to 18th position. So he's started in 24th, he's now up 18th position. Obviously got the restart perfect, so he's made up, 5-6 spots in a matter of 1 lap, 3.78 kilometres, mind you. So at a tricky street course like this, he could be on to see himself fight his way back through the field, but he's got to remember, he can't burn up the tyres or that fuel. Otherwise, he's got to do a splashy dash towards the end of the race, and that's not where you want to see yourself, or see yourself doing. The other thing is, has he taken tyres in that stop, or is he looking to go for a quick short stint, hit under green, and try again? But that's going to put him way out of sync. Way out of sync. And potentially losing the race. So, we'll monitor what Mark Turner does throughout the race. Scotty Barton now working back at Brian Good. They come to the start at another lap 29 of 43, ladies, so lap 28 of 43. The leaders have skipped away already to a 2-second lead over this group right here. And Simon Bella, Jamie Davis, Bruce Tannick ran out top 3, Good Barton top 5. Then you got Smith, Bradbury, Lawrence, Schultz, and Stead Miller rounding out top 10, and Stead Miller with a stellar performance. Barton up the inside, Brian Good locks the rears, goes sideways. And who was that went into the side of Scotty Barton? It's there. Hayden Smith just misses out on Scotty Barton there. And fortunate enough to keep that Commodore out of the mix there. But that allows Brian Good to chase after Bruce Tannick now. Let's get a quick erotic here on a replay of this one, D.
Yeah, so Scotty's going for the big braking manoeuvre here, and I think Hayes probably was looking at the back of Brian Good's car and seen him going slowly and thought he might have been on for a 2-for-1 deal here. But to be honest, pretty well controlled from Scotty Barton just to keep it out of the fence there, considering how sideways he was.
And jumped on the power a little bit too. If you had to keep the brakes a little bit of contact there. Just a little bit of a nudge by Hayden Smith.
Yep.
Again, against the Scotty Barton there, but Bruce Tannick in the pits. Bruce Tannick is in the pits. Simon Bella stays out a lap. Jamie Davis stays out for another lap. So does Brian Good. Smith is in, so this is going to allow Mark Turner to jump up another few positions. I'm looking for Turner at the moment on my dash, and he now sees himself in 9th position, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, sorry, 12th position. He's up. He's down 9. My apologies. He's in 12th position. So he's up another 6. As these guys look through to their pit stops, he's going to make his way back to the front. He's now caught up with all his teammates. So what's going to be team orders in this one?
This is a big gaggle of cars here to get through.
There's the very big gaggle of cars. There's his two teammates, Alan and Bain, in front of him. We know Bain is after to get back into the top 10. He's currently sitting in 10th. But what's he going to do and allow Mark Turner to do right now? Troy Allen all over the back. Mark Turner all over the back of Troy Allen and playing it safe around teammates. It might have been, should have been a little bit. It was, but there's a big incident as they come into 7. Big incident as they turn the Middle Finger Racing boys come into 7. Stephen Banks, Will Yesberg caught up in that one, ladies and gentlemen. Indeed, that looked a lot worse than what it might actually be. Coming down into turn 7 off the back straight. And Stephen Banks just
Into deep.
Laid on the brakes there. Laid on the brakes and just Alex Will Yesberg along the way and into the tyre barriers they go. But Mark Turner now sees himself in 6th position. Troy Allen sees himself in the pit. Simon Bella, Jamie Davis stay out for another lap. And that brings them to now a 13-lap stint when they pit now. So Mark Turner, 6th position, just behind his teammate Jonathan Bain. What's Bain going to do? Is he going to allow Mark Turner to come through? Or is he going to help him save a little bit of fuel right now?
He'll be wanting to get through as quickly as possible here. It's interesting to see Simon and Jamie staying out as well. Under the safety car conditions, you'd be looking for the critical lap, earliest possible time that you could pit and get new tyres to maximise the life of those tyres and your speed advantage. But they obviously feel quite confident in their pace to stay out and keep those fresh tyres up their sleeves. Maybe they are just anticipating Mark to get back close to them and they want that fresher set of rubber.
There we go, last lap is a 4-second difference between Mark Turner and our race leader Simon Bella. A 1:31.9 plays a Mark Turner's about to come across the line now, ladies and gentlemen, and we'll get a time for you. And there it is there, 1:35.9. Oh, it's about to come across the line now, sorry. We'll wait for him to come across the line. Simon Bella with a 1:31.95. Mark Turner, we'll see a 1:32.65. The lap before that was a 1:35. So Mark Turner looks to be off the pace a little bit. Jonathan Bain was his teammate was 4/10 quicker that lap that time round. But Mark Turner was right up the on the back bumper and Bain, and now he's dropped back to 1.5 seconds behind. So might be a little bit of fuel saving here on Mark Turner, knowing that he's not going to make it to the end. But Simon Bella and Jamie Davis currently up 10 positions. Those guys are staying out for yet another lap and really playing the long game.
Yeah, they're pushing this real deep. But basically, the critical lap could have been potentially 2 to 3 laps ago, so they're going to have a lot of pace at the end of this race.
Car 777 drive-through penalty for car contact on the 083. That's Stephen Banks on Will Yesberg. So we saw that one coming, Dean.
Yeah, that one, unfortunately there for Banks. That one had the riding on the wall early, but just a bit of a mistake by him missing the brake marker. Super easy to do down here. You actually don't have a brake board for your brake marker. You just have to sort of randomly guess that you're in the same spot on track every lap. So it can be a bit of guesswork.
That was Hayden Smith just there on your screen, ladies and gentlemen, going around Tony Gaff at 411. And Hayden Smith now sees himself up into 14th position as Mark Turner now 6th, 5th. Simon Vella, Jamie Davis still sitting in first and second. Jamie Davis not putting too much pressure on Simon Vella. For actual fact, Simon Vella is out to a 5.2 second lead at the moment over Jamie Davis. So Simon Vella has put pedal to the metal and is lapping a second quicker currently than Jamie Davis. And Stefan Lawrence not too far away from Simon Vella's lapping time either, 1:31.82 last time round. But Simon Vella now lapping a second quicker as well over Mark Turner, who is his rival at the moment in this race, knowing that he pitted a little bit earlier. Simon Vella knows that Mark Turner is not going to be able to do 19 laps of fuel to make it home without another safety car, that's for sure. And,
It's interesting. Interesting to note, Matty. I just had a look. Bruce Tannick pitted pretty much right on the critical lap from the third spot, and he's come back out in traffic. So perhaps Simon and Jamie got someone in their ear saying, you know, if you're going to pit now, you're going to come out in traffic. So perhaps stay out.
That's a very good point as well. Track position is key. So traffic, you want to steer clear of that one. Stefan Lawrence in the pits now, ladies and gentlemen. He takes his second and final pit stop. But if you come out in traffic, that's not going to be good because it's they're all racing for position then. And if you get to that point, it's the cars are going to be wide and the drivers are going to make it tough for the leaders to come through.
Yeah, Simon looks very, very strong here. He's been able to pull away from Jamie as well. So he's obviously very, very confident in his pace. And there's no one around him currently, and therefore no one that can potentially do any damage to his car. So he's running a really smart race.
Mark Turner at the moment, he pitted with a 12.55 second pit stop. Is currently 32 seconds, sorry, my apologies, 20 seconds behind Simon Vella now. And Simon Vella's got to do the quickest pit lane transit of his life to be able to get out in front of Mark Turner here and not risk the undercut.
Yeah, I think Mark might get the track position here. It's just how much does he have to fuel save? Because he'll have to fuel save something if he doesn't have to pit again.
I think he's fuel saving here at the moment. Dean is lapping in the 132, so he's off the pace by a second to the boys up front. But he's only 20 seconds behind. Jamie Davis now in the pits. Big slide there. One of the big slide, I missed that on screen. I didn't quite exactly see who that was. Troy Allen, Tommy Foster by looks of it came together just a little bit there, ladies and gentlemen. Troy Allen with the front end of his car missing right there in the middle finger racing boys. But Jamie Davis in the pits. This will give us a point of how long the pit stops are going to be. Mark Turner gets the spot over him. But Jamie Davis makes his way out of the pits now. And how far away is this going to put Jamie Davis to Mark Turner there? Simon Vella stays out for one more lap. 10 laps to go, ladies and gentlemen. There's Stephen Martin in the background. Jamie Davis just behind him. At the moment, we're looking at Simon Vella now. He's caught up in a little bit of traffic. By looks at... No, that's not Simon Vella. My apologies, ladies and gentlemen. That's Robbie Bradbury. They're all the same KFC entries, but different colours on the car. I saw the 3 at the start, and I thought it might have been a 393 for Simon Vella, but it was a 35 for Robbie Bradbury. And he's having a cracking race at the moment. He's found himself inside the top 10 nice and comfortably here. And he's completed both mandatory pit stops. Simon Vella still yet to pit. He's the only one yet to go out of the entire field. And here he is now in the pits, ladies and gentlemen. Where's this going to put Mark Turner? Mark Turner is 28 seconds down the road. 28 seconds down the road and closing rapidly. Simon Vella in the box now. Simon Vella is in the box. Mark Turner comes around. Through turn 14 he comes. Across the start-finish line. Where's this put Simon Vella? Simon Vella still in his pit box. Mark Turner around him. Simon Vella now out of the pits. Mark Turner takes the race lead by a country mile. 6 seconds and counting, and it holds at 6 seconds. Mark Turner might do the impossible. 9 laps to go. I don't want to put the commentator's curse on Mark Turner, But has he done another safety car miracle? Dean?
Well, there's obviously a lot more to Mark Turner than what we first thought. He's proving to be one of the better strategy drivers in this field. If he can make this work, I get the feeling that it's going to be tense right to the end of the race, though, Matty. We won't know until he completes that cool-down lap.
And just a reminder to everybody at home, if Mark Turner doesn't see himself in the finding himself home on the cool-down lap, he's going to be seeing himself with a 3 grid place penalty. So that's going to put him back in 4th position, and that'll then promote Bruce Tannock up onto the podium if they finish how they stand. Car 85 drive through with car contact, a pump and run with car 119. So that's on Tommy Foster, and car 85 Timmy Mulford. And Simon Vella now has already taken out a half a second over Mark Turner. So this could come down to a defensive drive for Mark Turner. 8 laps to go this time round. 131.75 to 155.64. That's including Simon Vella's pit lane transit time as well there, ladies and gentlemen. So we won't worry about that one. What matters now is this lap here. And Simon Vella is really chewing out the lead that Mark Turner's got. Takes out half a second within a matter of 2 corners. So Mark Turner with a 131.75. Simon Vella, don't forget, he's on the fresher tyres. He can really, really push now. 8 laps to go. If he can take out half a second a lap, if not more, this will see him on the back of Mark Turner by the end of the race. And there's Mark Turner just in front of him, just there. 4.2 seconds now, 4 seconds now as they come into turn 7, 3.8 seconds as they come through turn 7. So Simon Vella is on a charge. Mark Turner just looking after these tyres towards the end of the race. He knows he's played it easy. He's played it very, very easy to this point here. He's had a little bit of help from his teammates. There's Simon Vella now as he just comes through turn 11. 3 seconds now the gap. 2.8. It's coming down very quickly. It's coming down quicker than what the laps are going by, ladies and gentlemen. 2.7 seconds now. What's Mark Turner going to do? Has he got anything left in the tank, ladies and gentlemen? 3 seconds out of the gap there. 33.7 to Mark Turner. Simon Vella, though, a 130.94. Mark Turner is in fuel saving. What's the word I'm looking for here, Dean? He's in grounding mode. He's looking for every last drop of fuel he can save for the end of this race. Simon Vella now 1.7 seconds. This is going to be a nail-biter to the finish, ladies and gentlemen. If Mark Turner can hold off Simon Vella and pull off one of the biggest undercuts we have ever seen in the RSRA Super Series and Super 2 E Series, if I say myself.
Yeah, you'll have to respond here at some point, Matty. I'm just curious to find out what's going through Mark's mind or what he's been able to predict that no one else foresaw. But just touching back on a point we were talking about earlier about pitting at the critical lap. Simon and Jamie stayed out and they ended up pulling a 4-second gap over Bruce Tannock. They're pitting for third, so it was 100% the right move to stay out and go long. The traffic played Bruce there. It cost him 4 seconds.
Yeah, the traffic did play Bruce, and by the looks of it, it didn't play Mark Turner too much because he was able to make up a 6-second gap over Simon Vella, a 33.22 plus a 31.28. Simon Vella now over the back of Mark Turner. Mark Turner runs on the inside. Simon Vella around the outside. Car 14, stop and hold for car contact on the 105. And Simon Vella sees himself around the outside of Mark Turner and takes it comfortable right again.
Yeah, that was a pretty good move there by Simon Vella, but Mark got hung up on the curb there at the exit of turn 2 for the run down the straight, and that made it all too easy for Simon.
Yeah, way too easy it was for Simon Vella there, and Mark Turner just doesn't have anything to fight back with. He's now playing damage prevention to Jamie Davis. Mark Turner wants the podium to give himself the best possible championship points as he possibly can. And I believe Mark Turner's had a clean race too, so he'd be going for that one. Simon Vella, though, hasn't had a clean race by the looks of it, and is going just for the win to grab more championship points. Brian Goodlow on screen at the moment, just behind Kyle Zeek. Kyle Zeek's made himself way back up through the field. He's now seen himself in 5th position. And what a drive by Kyle Zeek that's been right now. He's up 9 positions right now. And Jamie Davis up 9 as well. So those two drivers in the top 10 have both had amazing drives. But at the moment, it's all eyes at the front of the field to our top 3. Simon Vella, Mark Turner, Jamie Davis. Jamie Davis now 4.2 seconds behind Mark Turner. A 1:35.9 by Mark Turner. He is in big fuel-saving mode, ladies and gentlemen. Plays a 1:31.85 to Jamie Davis. And Dean, it could be seeing Mark Turner drop down into 3rd position.
Yeah, well, this is a scenario that Jamie finds himself in, week out, where he's hunting down drivers at the end of the race. So I reckon he would have been a little bit disappointed that Mark and Simon couldn't battle it out a little bit longer and potentially get himself back up to them. But you know, I think he's thinking to himself right now that Mark's there for the taking.
He could fall all the way as low as 4th position right here, ladies and gentlemen, and that's probably not going to be the night that Mark Turner wants, that's for sure. But he's tried the big undercut on the boys up front and paid off for a couple laps. He saw himself to a nice comfortable 6-second lead there. But due to the massive amounts of fuel saving he's doing, he's currently lapping 3 seconds slower than our leader and 4 seconds slower to the man that's chasing him down. And it's now 2.5 seconds abreast from Jamie Davis to Mark Turner here. So Jamie Davis could be seeing himself pop up another position here. Lap 39 of 43. About to tick over to 40. There it is. Lap 40 of 43 now. And only 3 more laps to go. Car 46 drive-through penalty for car contact on the 64. And that's Justin Pennyfather, ladies and gentlemen, on Mr. Schultz, Daniel Schultz, 64.
Yeah, it's unfortunate again for Justin. It was looking so promising for him at the start of the race.
911 drive-through penalty for on 959. That's David Nash, ladies and gentlemen. Our Triple Crown Championship lead has got a drive-through penalty for contact on the 959, which would be Benny Siren, if that serves me correct on the numbers on that one, which it is. So David Nash not having a great night tonight, that's for sure.
Yeah, he's been trapped in there with the pack most of the night, Nashy, and you know, we haven't seen that incident, but you know, he's probably feeling like he should be moving forward, and it might have just been a matter of impatience, but you know, his quality, he's going to find his way back to the front at some point before the end of the season.
And Jamie Davis, ladies and gentlemen, has found himself around Mark Turner. And let's have a look at this up in turn 7. Mark Turner is lapping in the 134s now. He's now got Bruce Tannick to defend from, to Matt to hold his podium position right now.
Yeah, he was on the brakes on the straight. I wonder if he needed the car in front of him to try and clutch some of these remaining laps.
He's going to try and hold on to Jamie Davis, but Jamie Davis is already out to a 1.75 second lead over Mark Turner there. So Mark Turner's race might have been done and dusted very short. He's got Bruce Tannick to contend with. Now 3 seconds abreast to Bruce Tannick with only 2 laps to go, ladies and gentlemen. Can Mark Turner hold out? 1:35.97. He's driving to a fuel number. He's driving to a fuel number, Mark Turner, right now. There's no doubt about that. Simon Vella, though, the man, he's driven an absolute stellar race. Mark Turner, at the moment, he pitted late. He did the long run. As Dean, he got the track position to get out of the traffic. He found himself 6 seconds behind the leader and then blitzed by him in a blink of an eye. ladies and gentlemen. Bruce Taddick's now found himself on the back of Mark Turner. And,
Ooh.
oh, Bruce Taddick with a big slide behind Mark Turner. Mark Turner's given him plenty of room.
This is where he just needs to sit there and realise that, you know, he's going to drive past him at some point here. He doesn't need to force the manoeuvre.
Mark Turner might be doing a splash and dash here, ladies and gentlemen. Look at the speed difference as they come through turn 12 and 13 here. And what's Mark Turner going to do? Is he going to go for a quick splash and dash? He stays out for one more lap. So the boys in the middle finger racing hub reckon he can get to the line. And to the pits on a cool down lap. But Simon Bella goes to start lap 42 or 43. It's been a pretty precedented race, ladies and gentlemen. It's everyone's sort of played their own part. Not too many battles tonight, thing to look forward to. But nevertheless, the pit strategies has really lit this race up.
Yeah, and you know, after last week's troubles around Chicago, you know, a bit of a calmer race is exactly what these guys were wanting tonight. You know, for me, from my point of view, coming in here for the first time tonight, it still felt pretty full on to me. So, you know, it's nice to be able to witness Simon finish this one off because he's been totally in control tonight.
If you think this is full on, wait till we head to Bathurst, mate. It really lights up around there. I'm sure you've heard Zach and myself commentate the 1000 for 6 hours straight. And look at this, Mark Turner, Robbie Bradbury, Hayden Smith, Stephen Lawrence, they're all going to be swallowing up Mark Turner any moment now. And Mark Turner's just trying to play damage prevention right here. He tried to play the gamble, but didn't get it to work. But this man on screen, the Century Motorsports, is going to go back-to-back victories on a street circuit, on 2 street circuits. The Chicago he won nice and comfortably. And he's going to be taking out Belle Isle if he can get lap 43 in the books. Nice and clean with no mistakes. He's driven beautifully all race long. Had fantastic battles with Jamie Davis and Mark Turner. But Simon Vella storms away at the moment. He's out to a 7.7 second lead over Jamie Davis. Mark Turner in the pits for a quick splash and dash. We knew he wasn't going to make it, Dean. And that just goes to show.
Yeah, the part of you wants to sit there and be wrong and see him produce something really, really special, but that was a big ask. And you know, running a third-party app potentially there, and having that safety car period really skew his fuel numbers, maybe convinced him that he could pit and get home, and he's come up a little bit short because they don't always reflect the true fuel numbers when under a safety car condition.
It would have gone under safety car. What he had the fuel burn that lap is gone pit to end, and unfortunately, it's not where the fuel numbers need to lie. And he would have had to have driven to, well, if my calculations correct off the top of my head, he would have had to have driven to about 2.9 litres of fuel a lap, ladies and gentlemen. And ladies and gentlemen, the man of the hour tonight on Thursday Night Motorsport from the Century Motorsport team comes across the finish line to see Barney the flagman waving the white and black checkers, or the black and white checkers, however you want to call them. And he takes out the #1 spot for the DSL Welding Services Triple Crown at Belle Isle Circuit in Detroit. And Simon Vella, take your hat off, mate. What an absolute stellar drive.
That was clinical by Simon. That's really the only word you can use to describe it. Yes, even when he lost the place off the start, you could tell that he just sort of oozed confidence tonight, and he knew his pace was going to be good enough to get him right at the top of this field. So he stayed patient and he waited for his opportunity, and when he did get it, he didn't look back. So what a great drive, and you know, someone that you're looking at the field for the first half of the season, you can tell he's got some quality, and now he's starting to string those performances together. So really bodes well for him for the rest of the season.
Is this going to be the charge of Simon Vella for the rest of the season, ladies and gentlemen? We'll have to find out and see what happens. But unfortunately, we apologise not getting to the rest of the field tonight. There wasn't really that much going on. The leaders had an all action pack from the get-go, from the moment that green flag dropped to the black and white checkers, the white and black checkers, however you want to call them. But the biggest movers tonight in the top 10 so far is Alex Schuler, rounding out your top 10, ladies and gentlemen. Up 13 position, Stephen Martin up 10, which was just in front of Alex there, and Jamie Davis up 10 as well. And your top 10 is as follows: Simon Vella, Jamie Davis, Bruce Tannick, Brian Good, Robbie Bradbury, Hayden Smith, Stephen Lawrence, Tony Gaffer, Stephen Martin, and Alex Schuler that round out your top 10 there. And Mark Turner, who we thought was going to be the man of the hour with the most unbelievable pit stop strategy, pulls up in 11th position, unfortunately. And unfortunate news for that man there. But Simon Vella, mate, if I was him, I'd be extremely, extremely proud. 2 from 2 on the trot at both street circuits, both very, very tough street circuits, ladies and gentlemen. Not the easiest ones to get around. Very minimal overtaking opportunities, but he has deserved what is about to go down across this control line, the start-finish line. And let's watch the man at work burn those Dunlop slicks. One thing I've noticed as well, ladies and gentlemen, and Dean, is Simon Vella has had plenty of burnout practice, that's for sure. It's one of the most controlled burnouts I've ever seen from a V8 supercar. We know a few boys that love to just throw it around, bang up the car at the end of the race, but this man right here is very, very controlled burnout. And look at that for a slow-mo action shot right there, ladies and gentlemen, as he comes through turn 1. Opposite lock, tyres ablaze, and absolutely torching them, that's for sure. And a well-deserved burnout victory for that man right there. And I'm sure he'll be getting a little bit of KFC after this, no doubt. And he'll be joining us in the booth very, very shortly, ladies and gentlemen. Dean, I forgot to get your quote at the start of the race for driver of the, or should I say, who was going to win the race, but driver of the night for you in your eyes, who was best out on track?
Oh, it's I don't want to take the low-hanging fruit here, but it's hard to go past Simon to win and win by that margin. He really shone tonight.
Yeah, and we'll get some unofficial results up on screen for you, ladies and gentlemen. But Simon Vella, what an absolutely outstanding performance. Led the race from start to finish, minus a little bit of a wonky start and dropping a position there at the very, very start of turn 1. But that puts you on the outside of turn 1 for off the race start. Simon Vella, though, takes the win. Jamie Davis with a very, very good fight up 10 positions to bring it home in second. Bruce Tannick in third. Brian Good in fourth. Robbie Bradbury in fifth position. Hayden Smith in sixth. Stephen Lawrence in seventh. And Tony Gaffer in eighth. Stephen Martin in ninth. And Alex Schuler will round out your top 10 there. And another Ford-dominated top 10, ladies and gentlemen. And another Ford-dominated top 20. And by the looks of it, the Fords are dominating the RSR, a Super 2 E Series. Mark Turner, Daniel Schultz, Cole Zink, Justin Pennefather, Scott Barton, Adam Moore, Jonathan Bain, Tim Mulford, Will Yesberg, and Scotty Short rounding out your top 20 there, ladies and gentlemen. And we start going into a few of our lap drivers here. Andrew Johnson, David Nash finishing on our lead lap. And then we go to Thomas Foster and Nathan Clive. And then by the looks of it, we go into our retirees of Nathan Clive, Benny Siren, Stephen Banks, Troy Allenstead, Miller, Robert Brower, and Peter Kelly. So a lot of drivers tonight, unfortunately, retiring a little bit earlier on, a few laps down. Tommy Foster and Nathan Clive, though, were able to bring it home very, very comfortably as we start to get our podium in the booth now. Simon Vella, Jamie Davis just joining us and waiting on one Bruce Tannick to jump on up and join us in the booth for a bit of a post-race show. And here comes Bruce now as he wanders himself on into the RSRA broadcast booth. And since you're the last one to arrive, Bruce, we'll get straight into it, put you straight onto the pump. Congratulations on third position, mate. Representing the right sim racing boys, and what a stellar race by you.
Yeah, first lap wasn't ideal. It got tapped, and then both the teammates punted me as well. So, but no, I was happy with that. We're coming back, and it was pretty clean the rest of the way.
Right after the race start, and obviously making a fumble of it. What was the plan of attack from there on?
Just was hoping. We got two safety cars. The first one fell obviously too early, so there was no point pitting. But my car had damage, so I had to wait till pit stop to get fast repair, and then from there just so I pitted early to get tyres because we were allowed them because I think the car had cooked the tyres, and then from there was just trying to pick them off as best we could. Yeah.
Picked them off, you did, mate. You saw yourself fight your way back all the way to third position. What a great fire back that was. Mate, Street Circuit Belle Isle, you've gone back-to-back now at Street Circuit Chicago last week. You are going to be glad to say goodbye to them?
Mind the street circuits, but yeah, it's definitely more forgiving with the open circuits because you can drive a bit harder without any risk. So, yeah, won't miss them, that's for sure.
Drive a bit harder without the risk, but you also can you don't get an off track as easy at a street circuit as well. So a clean race to a not so clean race could be the matter of a tire dropping off a curb or a panel rubbing up against the wall. So nevertheless, mate, third position, absolutely well deserved. Hang around though, mate, because we will get back to you. We're currently 9:52 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time, ladies and gentlemen, for those wondering, and that's over on the East Coast where we're all in lockdown across all 3 states at the moment. And I'll tell you what, there's no better way to be spending a Thursday night than doing a little bit of RSRA action, that's for sure. Jamie Davis, mate, an absolutely superb drive by you. Blitzed your way through the top 10 to make your way up into the second position, and brought it home nice and comfortably.
Yeah, thank you very much. I just got to get qualifying sorted now, and I might be able to race up the front consistently.
Mate, you're qualifying. That's one thing. It's you've said yourself, and we've noticed here in the booth. It's not your strong point, that's for sure. But once you get that Mustang go of yours going, there is no stopping. And I think it's just the tyres that you've got to work on as well. Would that be correct?
Yeah, I've got to break the habit of trying to push for that last stint and stop wearing out the tyres as much.
It's something that that we can all work on, that's for sure. And it's maybe it's just a little bit of fine tuning of the driving style and the right foot. You never know, mate. Bruce Tank said he loved the street circuits and would be thankful to get away from them. What about yourself, mate? You looking forward to going to some more open tracks and saying bye to the concrete barriers?
I don't mind the street circuits. It's it really does separate the men from the boys. But yeah, open circuits is good as well. Just at the end of the day, I love to go racing.
Well, mate, you're currently our championship leader by a very big, comfortable margin, and you're going to be extending that lead again tonight with some more points to add to that. Tell you pretty happy where you're sitting at the moment?
Yeah, it's a pretty comfortable position, but I can't get complacent because that's when bad things can happen.
I think we saw that having one last lead. I just didn't get too comfortable and complacent because he did fight hard, but he saw René Costello come with an absolutely awesome chargeback throughout last season and only miss out by 1 point. So, mate, hang around. We'll get back to you for some sponsors and a few more questions. Looking into next week as we move away from these street circuits, but we move on to the man of the night. He started from first at the drop of the green flag, saw him drop back to second position, but fought his way back to first very, very quickly and had a bit of a scare late on in the race thanks to Mark Turner. But Simon Vallon, mate, congratulations on first position, an absolute stellar drive.
Thank you.
Mate, back-to-back wins for you. Street circuit in Chicago. You took out a nice, comfortable win over there, and now you take out a nearly 10-second win over at the Belle Isle over in Detroit. Some would say you're a fan of street circuits.
Yeah, I love the street circuits. I love the bumps and just how you got to really have good throttle control around here. Yeah, I really enjoy the street circuits.
So Bathurst one to look out for you then?
Yeah, I love Bathurst, like everyone, I suppose.
Well, that's definitely one that we're going to be looking out for. Mate, I think we've got some championship points ready, do we, JP? Yep. All right, we'll bring up the main championship points at the moment because that was my next question to Simon Vallon. We've obviously seen him with 2 on the trot so far, and we'll see where that's going to put him there. And you're currently sitting third now, Simon. We'll leave those on screen before we go over the page. I'll read them out as well, JP. So just leave them up there for a quick sec while I ask Simon a question. Simon, you see yourself currently sitting in third position now in championship standings. What's going to be the main focus now leading into the last 5 final rounds of the season?
Just keep pushing and try and win as many races, and championship will sort itself out.
Jamie Davis, you're obviously going to be very, very scared of that man up there, Simon, because he's currently got a very nice, comfortable lead. He's going to be the first driver to break into 1,000 points, or almost break into 1,000 points tonight. So he's currently almost, what is he, 90 points, just 80 points just in front of you. That could be the matter of a bad race or a good race between the two of you.
Yeah, unfortunately, I've had too many bad races this season. Would like to be a bit closer, but still a long way to go. So we'll see how we go.
5 more rounds, mate. That's for sure. But ladies and gentlemen, unofficial championship results right now. And Jamie Davis currently leading a blaze over the field, but Robbie Bradbury sees himself nudging on the heels, only 60 points away roughly of Jamie Davis there. Simon Valour in third. Jonathan Bain sees himself now down in fourth position. Adam Moore, Mark Turner in sixth. Tony Gafford, Stephen Martin, Kyle Zink, and Scotty Barton rounding out your top 10. And if you pay attention to the names there, ladies and gentlemen, it's 3 Century Motorsport teams, team cars in the top 10. So that's good news for those boys over in that crew there. Hayter Smith, Bruce Tank, David Nash, Alex Schuler, Brian Good, Benny Siren, Nathan Clive, Blair Van Reed, Justin Pennyfather, Daniel Schultz rounding out your top 20 there, ladies and gentlemen. As we go to the top 30 now, that's Tommy Foster, Troy Allen, Stead Miller, Will Yesberg, Stephen Banks, Timmy Mulford, Andrew Johnson, Scotty Short, Jason Schooler, and Stefan Lawrence. And there's still more to go. That's right. There's a 40-car field in here. Peter Kelly, Anthony Visma, Darren Robb, Craig Casper, Gary Crittenden, Craig Gary, John Nikolaev, David Leslie, and Robert Brown. As you would have noticed, ladies and gentlemen, quite a few names from that championship we're missing tonight. And that's due to the fact of a Thursday night motorsport. Some of them obviously have other commitments, unfortunately. And 2 may have not been a favourite track around Belle Isle, and they decided to give this week a skip. But remember, there are no drop rounds as well. So that's going to play a big, big part in how everybody's going to be racing this season. Dean, mate, fresh commentator in the booth for RSRA. I guess we'll allow you to fire away some first questions for yourself against or one a teammate and a couple guys you've raced against once before.
Yeah, no, not a problem. Thanks very much, Matty. Yeah, I'll take any opportunity to fire away at Brucey here, guy from my team. But Bruce, mate, I made a comment during the race there at the last safety car that you may have been eyeing off the earliest possible opportunity to get into the pit lane, and you're in third position. And then was it a factor of traffic holding you back when you got back on track after that? Because I think the guys in front stayed out that extra long period.
Yeah, we pitted early because of the damage, so I had to get the fast repair. So I had to do 2 long stints at the end, which meant I think Brian and a couple others jumped me in the pits. So I went from third back to 6th or 7th. Had a real cool run down the back straight, or front straight, I guess, with Brian and Robbie side by side, 3 cars wide, and I outbraked them both. So I was pretty stoked with that. But yeah, my fuel usage is shocking. I give about 40 to 50% throttle on the blip, so I'm never in the mix to get a fuel race win. But that's just, yeah, I need to work on that. But maybe I get Nash to get you some tips. I think it's because you run auto blip on your car, mate.
So he likes to tell everyone else. Don't let out our secrets, mate. You know, it's got to stay in house. No, mate, well done tonight. Yeah, I was saying early in the broadcast as well, I knew that you'd been driving really well here this week, so I was looking forward to you doing well. Congrats on the 3rd place. Might just kick straight off into Jamie as well, I suppose. Mate, you're making a bit of habit of these fast finishes.
Yeah, thanks, mate. Like I said before, just see if I can qualify up the front, I might be able to have a decent go at Simon and Mark. But I'm just happy to get some clean racing in there.
Yeah, is it a matter that you're just a bit late into qualifying most weeks? Is there something holding you back out there? Because amongst the drivers, I think we all pretty much know now that you you belong at the pointy end, I suppose, in this split. So is that what's sort of occurring in the background?
I think just sometimes when I actually do practice, get some time to practice during the week, I'm just doing race runs rather than trying to do 1 lap pace. So I think maybe a couple of qualifying simulations next week and see what happens.
Yeah, it's fair enough. I think you're always better off doing the practice runs, but yeah, no, it's just something I thought might have been occurring. And moving on to Simon, mate, I mentioned as well that you just looked confident tonight behind the wheel, and it looked like you knew you had the speed to manage that race, and you were clinical. Did it feel like that? And also, what did you think when Mark pitted under safety car? That might have been something you weren't expecting.
All I was hoping was there wasn't going to be another safety car, because I thought this is playing into my hands. But we get another safety car will bring him straight back into it. So as soon as I got to my pit stop window and I seen he was only a couple of seconds up the road, I thought, okay, I'm pretty confident now.
Yeah, nice. And you felt the pace was in the car tonight to get you there. Obviously, you look calm even early in the race when you did lose out off the start line there too, Mark. It looked like you were just prepared to sort of sit there until a mistake come your way, and when it did, you executed to perfection.
Yeah, car felt beautiful again, and it's good that I've got good teammates to bounce stuff over with. So in particular, Cameron Jones, who is in split one. It's really good having a teammate like that who can push each other and bounce stuff with each other as well.
Yeah, I definitely see the Century guys starting to come on quite well in the series. So credit, mate. Congrats on a great win, and congrats to the rest of the guys on the podiums. It was really fun to be up here watching you guys.
Thank you.
Thanks, David.
And any final questions for Simon Valla there, Dean, before we wrap up into the Triple Crown points there?
I think I got them all out of the road, mate. I've seen Simon around quite a bit, so I suppose I could ask him, how did he think about, or what was his feelings around pre-qualification this year? And I'm sure he would have been wanting to be up in the top split, but it wasn't to be. So, how are you finding it down there, mate? Because I really enjoyed my time in Split 2 last season, and I would have been happily back there this year.
I'm spewing in a way because I was moving house that weekend where qualifying was. So I had to practically throw my sim back together with no practice and just smash the laps out that I could get. And yeah, it's just a bit of chaotic time. Will hopefully be better next time.
No doubt it will be.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we'll get into the Triple Crown points and bring those up on screen at the moment to see where we are at the moment with the Triple Crown brought to you by the DSL Welding Services. And as you can see, a big change in points right there. Simon Valla now finds himself all the way at the top of the tables there with 308 points, followed nice and close behind by Jamie Davis. And I believe JP might be able to confirm this for me. There might be one more round of Triple Crowns to go. So one more round of Triple Crown to go, and that will be seeing us at Bathurst. We'll bring the calendar up on screen very, very shortly. Hayden Smith, Stephen Martin, Brian Goods, Kyle Zink, David Nash, Daniel Schultz, Jonathan Bain, and Tony Gaffer now round out your top 10 for the DSL Welding Services Triple Crown Championship. Adam Moore, Mark Turner, Benny Siren, Robbie Bradbury, Bruce Tannick, Scotty Barton, Justin Pennyfather, Alex Schuler, Nathan Clive, Scotty Short. We'll see you rounding out the top 20 there. And then we go to Will Yesberg, Tommy Foster, Stephen Banks, Deb Miller, Andrew Johnson, Troy Allen, Stephen Lawrence, Brett Van Reed, Jason Schooler, Timmy Mulford. And that would be it for there, I believe. No, there's a couple more drivers. Robert Brower, Craig Casper, John Nikolaev, Peter Kelly, Gary Crittenden, Anthony Visma, Darren Robb, Craig Gurry, David Leslie. And we can see the ones that missed out tonight. And that'd be from John Nikolaev down. Peter Kelly did show up tonight as well. Ladies and gentlemen, looking to next week and what a race it's going to be up on the calendar there. And a new track for iRacing, the Red Bull Ring, 38 laps around that circuit. And I know some of the boys in this field and definitely in this booth tonight are etching to get out on track, run some laps around the Red Bull Ring and try and get those laps as quick as they possibly can. And Simon, we'll go to you, mate. Red Bull Ring. You turned many laps there. Is it a favourite of yours so far?
Haven't done one lap yet. I was planning on doing them tonight normally, but with the change of day due to iRacing, it's thrown me out a day.
All right, we'll definitely be keeping a close eye on you next week at the Red Bull Ring. That's for sure. I don't want to do the commentators first, but you're on the hat trick at the moment. Or should I say, you're on course for a hat trick. and to go 3 from 3 in the RSRA Super 2 E Series. So hopefully you can bring it home in the number 1 spot around there. Jamie, mate, Red Bull Ring, you looking forward to it?
Yeah, it just brings in another challenge for us. Probably a track that many may not have done. All I've done is GT3 cars, so I'm expecting the total opposite when I take a supercar around there.
We know the GT3 cars are very big on downforce, and then you've got the big 650 horsepower bus that we drive around, and they definitely act a lot different with no aerodynamics. Bruce, mate, you looking forward to Red Bull?
Yeah, I'm much the same as Simon. I haven't even bought the track yet, so I better get onto that. But I've committed to Giz's endurance series this weekend, so we'll be practicing for that the next couple of days, and then I guess Sunday we'll get into Red Bull Ring.
Now, boys, question for a lot of yous. We'll start with Bruce, go to Jamie, and then finish off with Simon there. How much has the Thursday night thrown you guys thrown you guys off the racing? We know it's usually Wednesday night motorsport, but due to iRacing coming into Thursday night, has that thrown you off the game just a little bit, Bruce?
Really, like I said, I just put off. I would have, like I said, maybe done some practice for next week earlier. But I just jumped. I hadn't done anything in Detroit since Monday, so just jumped back on and did a half an hour tonight, just a bit of a refresher. But yeah, it doesn't matter. I mean, I jump on every night normally and do at least a couple of hours during the evening. So,
Jamie, mate, what about yourself?
Well, Thursday nights I normally plan to have a night off after a Wednesday night race, but then yeah, getting told we're going into lockdown at 8 p.m. So I thought, yeah, why not?
The good old state of Victoria, mate, and what a brief, quick lockdown that was. That's for sure. Simon, mate, what about yourself?
Yeah, just lose a day of testing, but I actually don't mind. I'd prefer to race Thursday nights. It's a little bit less hectic for me, but yeah, besides losing the 1 day practice, yeah, and not much change.
A little bit hectic for some, less hectic for others, and I think Wednesday just suits everybody to a T altogether. But ladies and gentlemen, we're about to go 10 past 8 on your Thursday night, and from the lockdown state of Victoria, the lockdown state of lockdown state of New South Wales, and the lockdown state of Queensland as well. We're all in the booth tonight. We'll get things wrapped up for sure. But just want us to say a big thank you to Dean Reddit from the Right Sim Racing Boys for joining me in the booth tonight for the first night in commentary, mate. Just your thoughts.
Mate, I had a great night. It's I always tune in every week, so it was great to come on and see what it was like to try and call the race and listen to you go about how you do things. So credit to the guys the way they drove tonight as well. It was a really good race. So would love an opportunity maybe down the track to do it again.
Mate, there's plenty of opportunities and always a seat available for you in this booth, that's for sure. Look at the Saturday Night Low Motorsport for you, though, ladies and gentlemen. And you've got the Weekend Warriors Cup Car Racing brought to you by the SimShed Broadcasting Crew from 7:20 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Times. And then find us back here on Tuesday and Wednesday nights for the RSRA Super 2, RSA Super Series, should I say, on Tuesday night. 8:20 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Times. Zach Cave and Chris Kisby bringing you that one. And Wednesday nights, you'll see myself. And who joins me next week, we'll wait and see. Hopefully, Dean can make it back. And we go back to our normal nights of Wednesday night motorsport from 8:20 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time for the RSRA Super 2 E Series. But that's enough from me for now on your Thursday night, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. Oh, should I say, thank you very much for joining us. But there's also one more that Jamie Davis has just reminded me in a PM. Drivers, sponsors, almost forgot them once again. Bruce Tannick, I'll let you fire those ones out.
Just thanks to Dean and the Right Boys. Like I said, I normally just run my privateer stuff back in New Zealand, so joining the boys over there. Just met, obviously, know Nashi for years and years, and he introduced me to the boys. So no, it's good times.
Jamie, mate.
Yeah, just a huge shout out to AutoServe Racing and who allows in partnership with Wins, Wolfchester, High Tech Oils, and Grip Clean. Everybody runs a series and behind the scenes. Thank you, everyone.
Simon Vallop.
Special thanks to Century Boys, Fuchs Oil, Snap On, and KFC, and also don't forget to get your Zinger Stacker box for a limited time only.
Mate, let's hope we can get some KFC very, very shortly. That's for sure. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'll go around or take two on this one, and I'll let you get to it on your Thursday night after some Thursday night motorsports. But bit, that's for sure. Thank you very much for joining myself, Matt Davis, Dean Reddit, JP, our director, Bruce Tank, Jamie Davis, and Simon Vella, our podium sitters for the RSRA Super 2 E Series. Big thank you to Goodyear Auto Care, Warana, Nationwide Technology Systems, Racecraft Simulations, DSL Welding Services, Blue Stampede Labour Hire, Dragon RC, Devon Stove Designs, FU Suicide, Simshed Broadcasting, Track Camps for Gourmet, and SDK Gaming for everything that they do for this series. And we'll let you guys get to it. Join us on join the Simshed Broadcasting Boys Saturday night. And we'll see you back here Tuesday and Wednesday night for some more action in the V8 Supercars. But for the meantime, my name's Matt Davis. Join me by Dean Reddit and the podium. Thank you very much for joining us, and we'll see you very, very shortly. Good night.